It's time for some Hebrew verb charts. We want to look at the binyan call, which is just going to be our basic verbal action. Now, the aspect or the form is going to be in the perfect. That's a completed action. Thus, we translate it typically as a past event. Now, the word we want to look at is katav, to write. And our three-letter root word is kaf, tav, bait. Now, our very first word here at the top is going to be katav, supplying the actual vowel pointing, the typical vowel pointing of a 3ms, a third-person masculine singular. He wrote. Now, notice that this is in past tense. This is a completed action. If we want to say she wrote, we would say katva. Now notice the comets hey at the end, which is our typical feminine ending on a noun. And that should be the visual marker that we want to see in the feminine. So this would be third person feminine singular. She wrote. Now if you wanted to say second person masculine singular, you wrote, then we would say it like this. Ka, tav, ta. Now this ta at the end right here is going to be for us the marker of identification, which is related to the personal pronoun, the second person masculine singular personal pronoun for you, which is ta. Now, if we wanted to say you feminine singular wrote, that would be a 2fs. We would say ka, tav, ta. That last shava right here is going to be vocalized, giving to us the sound of the consonant. Remember our typical pattern that if the shava is over here on the right when they're next to each other, the one on the right is going to close off that syllable. It's a silent shava, so this is tav. And then the one on the left is going to vocalize the sound of the consonant. The tav here is a T. So the way we pronounce this, of course, again, is ka, tav, t. Now, this you, feminine singular, should also bring to mind the personal pronoun at, which is, of course, the personal pronoun for you, feminine singular. And notice you have the tav with the vocalized shava underneath it. Just like before, we had the tav with the comets underneath it when it was masculine. Now it's feminine. Now, if you wanted to say I wrote, so this would be a first person, but this is going to be common because it doesn't matter if you are masculine, feminine, you would say I wrote. You would say ka, tav, ti. Now, likewise, this is going to remind us of our personal pronouns, either anoki or ani. And with these two personal pronouns, notice that you have the yud at the end here and the hirik, so therefore we notice that in the actual verb. Now let's go ahead and look at some plural forms of our verb katav. If we wanted to say they wrote, that would be a 3CP. Common is the C, common to either masculine or feminine. We would say katvu. Now the u at the end we've been seeing before as a indicator of the pattern of a plural. So here's our u for the plural, they. Now if we wanted to say you, masculine plural, wrote, this is going to be a 2MP. We would then say ktav tem. Now notice again that the shava here at the front is going to be a vocalized shava, which gives to us the sound of the consonant, the kaf. So this is a k. So this is k, tav, tem. This should remind us of the personal pronoun, which is atem, which would be you, masculine plural, y'all or all y'all. Now if we wanted to say you, feminine plural, wrote, which would be a 2FP, we would then say k, tav, ten. Again, notice that shava there is vocalized, giving us the sound of the consonant. We would also note the personal pronoun for you, feminine plural, ten. Notice at the end for masculine and the end for feminine, matches what we have in the personal pronouns. Now, if we wanted to say we wrote, this would be a 1CP. Again, it's common, masculine, feminine, in the plural. We would say ka tav nu. Now, again, look at the personal pronouns, either anak nu or the shorter form nak nu for we has the nu at the end of it. Notice the nu at the end of ka tav nu. We wrote.